ahead of us is Easter weekend, and so you might be on the lookout for a film to watch with the family over the coming days. Well, what better place to start than by taking a look at some of the picks featured in the Kent Film Club?
It's, of course, KMTV's film programme where guests from across the county are invited onto the sofa to share their 4 favourite films. Well, joining us now is Chris DC, the show's presenter and art film expert. Now, Chris was on, if you've stuck with us for the past hour or so, Chris was on earlier to talk all about films, but also to do a bit of a game with us. We couldn't get the tech working. We've got it working.
We've got it working. So here's the context for the game. So Rami Malek, star of Bohemian Rhapsody, Night at the Museum, and of course this new film that's...
The Amateur.
The Amateur, of course. He joined a map expert on YouTube to look back and see if he could guess key filming locations from various of his films, including The Amateur, just using Google Street View alone. So one of those locations was in Kent, from The Amateur. Yeah. Let's take a look at the clip now.
Oh, wow. This is the house that Charlie and Sarah live on, the farm. I believe it is somewhere in Kent in England.
Bye.
Bye.
So we'll go to the UK. Kent is near Canterbury, is it not? What have I done here? Hang on. That says Kent Downs National Landscape. I'm going to say it's somewhere around here. I could not necessarily pick out the street. Get me about 4,500, I think. Oh, even better.
My favourite part of that clip has to be when he says, Kent's near Canterbury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no.
Well, he filmed here, didn't he? So you think he'd know.
Yeah, no. I watched the full clip and he says he goes to London and then he says, I think we were travelling eastwards at the time. I think Kent is east from Kent. And yeah, seeing him work it out was fascinating. But also fascinating, we've learned that there's an American-style filming location right in the heart of Kent that was used for The Amateur.
Now, when I saw it, I assumed that it was in, well, he worked for the CIA, Langley, Virginia, and it looks, as you were saying, like an American house. And we just looked it up, because I knew it was filmed partly in London, which of course is near Kent, which is near Canterbury apparently. But there's a place somewhere in Kent that has like a reconstruction, I assume for movies, of American houses. Yeah. So I mean, I'd love to go to the Mrs. Doubtfire house in San Francisco. I've been to San Francisco once, and it was part of the tour, and I sort of kind of wish I'd actually gone to that, but that's a film that I grew up with. So who'd have thought that we can find one apparently.
It's near Sevenoaks, I think. Was on the map, but yeah, it wasn't far off there.
So Chris, we've got a similar style challenge for you, and the technology is working for us now. So the laptop is here for you. We've given you the first location. We've got 4 for you to pick. You're not allowed to move, but you can just look around. So you can use the scroller there to sort of drag and move around. So we've got it up on the screen. So first of all, try and figure out where you are. They're all Kent locations, and then you can work out a film that's related to it. Okay.
Well, I would imagine that this is similar to where we are now. I see. Oh, the A282. So I'm guessing that this is
a bit higher.
A bit higher
into the distance.
Just look up a bit. No, too high.
Too high.
Just look in the distance and higher. What can you see there?
That's where we are now, isn't it? No. The towers.
Is that a bridge, maybe?
Oh.
Some sort of crossing?
Oh, the Dartford crossing?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is.
I was driving near there just a few moments ago.
Yes. So, can you think of any films that have used the Dartford
Crossing? I know one of the Fast and the Furious films. I think.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, because I could have just made that up, by the way. It sounds improbable, but I'm sure there was an action film.
Some sort of action sequence, something magical.
Not Harry Potter, one of the Harry Potter films.
Yes, Harry Potter. So it was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is a 2010 movie. The Dartford Crossing, we do have a picture we might be able to get up of the scene. It was used in a chase scene where Harry, Ron and Hermione are pursued by Death Eaters, and there was some great behind-the-scenes shots. If we can get that up, this is the sort of behind-the-scenes shots where you've got Hagrid on his famous motorcycle going the wrong way through the Dartford Crossing there.
Yeah, that wasn't my experience an hour ago, I can confirm that.
I hope he paid his toll as well.
Yeah, indeed.
But I've just Googled it. From a very brief look, some scenes from Fast and Furious were filmed in Dartford.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And of course,
watch that one
I'm
back.
glad, yeah. So obviously that when we have Ronnie is our amazing producer, and I read out all the trivia for the question, and sometimes I'm genuinely surprised as I'm reading it. I
Yeah.
thought, was that film? I think once I thought, because I know Lord of the Rings was made in Australia, but I think I was probably conflating mentally Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, and therefore the idea that Lord of the Rings was filmed somewhere near Dartford on the crossing. I made that up in case anyone is googling that now. But Fast and Furious was indeed filmed just very nearby.
Fantastic. I'll have to go back and watch those ones again.
Yeah.
Second location is up on your screen
no,
now.
this is Empire of Light, Dreamland in Margate.
Yes.
And I think not that many, well, probably about 15, 20 years ago now, there was a cinema literally in here, in Dreamland. And I remember seeing Bewitched with Nicole Kidman and Michael Caine in there. And a heist film with Christopher Plummer, Jodie Foster. And who would have thought that then, 15 years later, Clive Owen, I think, was in that one as well. And about 15 years later, this would actually be the location for that Oscar-nominated Roger Deakins Best Cinematography picture that was made by Sam Mendes.
It was a brilliant film as well. Such a beautiful film as well, shot so well, and the cinematography there.
Yeah.
But it just made Margate look so beautiful as well, with those lights that they strung all across the seafront as well. Such a lovely time in the sort of Kent recent history, I suppose. Okay, let's move on to the next one now. I'll get it up for you. Here we go. See if you can work out where we are from here.
I would say that
look
looks to me like Dover Castle. That looks like Dover Castle
We
to
are
me.
up at Dover Castle at the moment.
There's a cinema there very nearby where I visit, so Dover. Yeah,
So we're
okay.
looking down at the sort of beach and the port
Oh,
there,
okay.
and just over in the distance there is Dover Castle, and the sort of main part of it. So, can you think of any films that were shot here?
In Dover Castle,
There's probably a few, but there's one that I've got written down.
I'll probably be able to tell you the year if you give me a clue.
Into the Woods?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what year that was?
No, 2012, something like that?
Close.
14, very close. Yes, it was. That surprised me as well. I'm a big fan of musical theatre. They shot this sort of wedding scene.
Makes sense, doesn't
I
it?
believe this is just before the giant comes down in the middle of the film. Yes, Dover's.
I haven't seen this film or heard of it.
Oh, Into the Woods, love the Sondheim musical, brilliant. I much prefer the
Got some
stage
big
version.
names in it as well.
Yes, back in my theatre days, I was in a production of Into the Woods. Yes, played the narrator. It was a great time. But anyway, away from my musical background, let's go to your final location now. See if you can guess where this is.
Oh, hang on.
Close to home.
No, hang on just a moment. This if we say close to home, this is almost like virtually outside the studio. This is Chatham Dockyard.
This is Historic Dockyard Chatham. You're absolutely right, and there's many films that you can choose from here. So, what have you got?
Well,
for us?
I mean, we got the new Mission Impossible film, The Dead Reckoning, coming out in May. So that's the one that comes to mind.
That is a good one. I obviously there aren't so many. I picked out Sherlock Holmes 2009, the Robert Downey Jr. version. Little picture we've got coming up of them sort of in the dockyard there.
In one of the hangars or workshops or something.
Yes, big warehouses, naval rigging. Great film as well with Robert Downey Jr. This was sort of just before the Benedict Cumberbatch version, so I think it does get overshadowed, but still a great one.
What about any of the TV shows at the Historic Dockyard Chatham?
Oh, I know. Call the Midwife was filmed there.
Big one. They do the tours as well of Call the Midwife every year. They in between filming as well. I know my mum's a big fan of that one. So that was our quiz. I think you did pretty well there. I'd say you did about 3 out of 4.
Perhaps.
Yeah, very good. And obviously
with a bit of help. Thank you both of you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Do you know that Kent's near Canterbury?
Yes.
Do you know that now?
Well, I now do, and I'll never be able to watch Rami Malek again without thinking that he was actually whether he actually knew he was filming there, but no, that film is top notch, by the way. It's a good espionage thriller. Definitely recommend that over Easter.
Okay, and as we're talking about over Easter, what else is out in the cinemas? What should we be watching? We know there's been a lot of controversy around Minecraft at the minute, and we had a report from Finn recently where a cinema in Sevenoaks actually had to have some children out for the sort of mess and noise that they were making and disruption.
Well, we were saying this last week, and a cinema in Staffordshire apparently made, certainly for evening screenings, anybody under the age of 18 wasn't allowed in unless there was an adult present. At Oxford, they did the same thing. So now it's actually reached Kent. I mean, we had this craze a few years ago over a very different sort of film, with Blue in the title, where there was some violent activity and police had to be called in the cinema auditorium in the foyers. And the Minecraft movie, I think, obviously has been subliminally affecting people. As I say, my own children were crawling out. They were literally out of the cinema. And obviously something in the film had made them do that. Whereas I was sitting there completely oblivious to this, to my knowledge, unless I was, but this is the way that the film worked its magic. And I think it it really got them where at the demographic that they are.
I'm still stuck on the Minecraft movie basically being rated an 18 now. I don't think that's what they expected
isn't this
when they were making
hilarious?
it.
Yeah.
And also you look at cinemas struggling to get people in the doors. Not many people are going to the cinema, often sitting there and it's empty. And now we've got the sort of wrong attention at the cinema. So it's certainly interesting.
But when it shows as well that films now in the cinema, there's a reason for going. I mean, in a way, it's for all the wrong reasons. But actually, people, it's almost like going back to basics. You think of those Saturday morning matinees, and people would be fully immersing themselves in the world that they were watching on the screen. So it's all coming back.
And like your children calling out the cinema.
Yes.
All right, time for us to take a very quick break. Thank you very much, Chris.